Hey, goal getters, welcome back to another episode of The Pursuit. We help you awaken your potential, achieve your dreams, and leave a legacy you'll be proud of. Hey, if you're just seeing me for the first time, hi, my name is Patrick Kerwin. I'm a life coach and founder at Legacy Life and creator of the Life by Design courses over at patrickkerwin.com. Now, whether you're watching live, welcome to it, or you're joining us on our companion podcast, or even watching this recorded, listen, I'm really excited you're here. We go live every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern time. So if you want to make sure you join us, don't miss a beat, make sure to hit that like button. We appreciate it. Hit the subscribe or the follow button. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to hit that bell so you're notified of any future content. Listen, we got a really big one today. Just so happens that today, yes, is the 4th of July, a celebration of liberty and freedom here in the States. And while I recognize that for some folks, this may be I'm just going to call it the pink elephant in the room, a little bit of a sore subject, especially in our country right now. Listen, I'm just going to tell you straight. I believe in gratitude. I believe gratitude is a powerful thing. I think if we practice gratitude, it fills our heart with good energy and vibes for the day, for the week we have coming up. So today, I'm going to look at our country from a perspective of gratitude. And if you're willing to join me on that journey, let's get to it. But before we get to that, first, our inspiring story of the week. All right, so this inspiring story of the week, prepare yourselves. You may need some tissues. As a owner of dogs, I might had some tissue needs while I was watching this. So let me just pull this up for you. I want you guys just, it's about finding the good. So let's find some good in these inspiring stories of the week. This one I actually found on LinkedIn, comes from, and his name's right there, Chris. Listen, he's sharing, I'm going to just read it to you. Shared from the Canines United, Braintree Police Department, Canine Kit, killed on June 4th while attempting to apprehend a gunman who was shooting at the officers, one of which was his handler. So this dog saw bullets firing at his friend, jumped in the way of the bullets, and gave his life to protect his handler and fellow officers. But it's the zoom in that really gets you. Oh, man. Look at my buddy there. He got an American flag on him. It's just those little things, those little things that make a big difference in terms of our lives and our furry friends and the difference they make in our life. So I just want to take that moment. If you wanted some feels for today on a Sunday, getting ready for your week, to say, there's some good in this world. And then the best part was all the officers standing at attention, honoring one of their own, even from a different species. I love it when human beings come together like that and do good with their lives. So today, speaking of doing good with lives, I'm going to come at you guys with this one. So today's topic is liberty. Your liberty, my liberty, and the celebration of the freedom that we have. And I just wanted to tell you guys a little story because a lot of us, when we think of liberty, the first thing we come across is Lady Liberty. And hey, Matt, I'm just seeing a couple people jumping into the comments. Good to see you, Matt. Yeah, I hope you're doing well too, buddy. Thanks for jumping in today. Listen, so I'm going to take it to October 1887 and the dedication of Lady Liberty in New York Harbor. Now, this was a gift from France to the United States, made of all copper. Can you imagine how heavy she must have been to be made of all copper? But that's not the real story of the celebration begins when you come back and you really listen to the story of Lady Liberty and how she came to be in here. It actually began in a conversation, and I'm just going to pull up my notes here because I want to make sure I've got all these little facts right here, okay? So it's October, and in the home of Professor Lobly, and I hope I'm saying his name correctly, a French sculptor by the name of Bartoli is just, you can imagine it. You're sitting there, there's music playing, there's the sound of just sound of clamoring, clinking of plates and stuff like that. It's a professor's house, there's engaging conversation, and here are these people having this discussion about America. And they said, we are going to celebrate. Now, this is our 100-year centennial celebration of the birth of America. We've encountered a lot of incredible things. We have our history, and I'm not here to say we don't have some darkness in our history, but I'm here to say celebrate gratitude for the light of our history. And in this moment, France is there. The whole country, the whole world is enamored about this idea of this freedom that we are building here in America. And we're just such a young country at the time. And he said, we're going to dedicate a statue as a gift to America to celebrate what they stand for. So I'm just going to pause here in this story, and I just want to come at you for a second on this. America is an idea. It's an idea, powerful idea. The land of the free, the home of the brave, the freedom to do anything, dare anything, try anything. I don't know about you, but to me, that is an extraordinary idea and one worth celebrating, preserving, and protecting. And so these guys are sitting in this conversation, and they said, we're going to do it. And Bartoli said, I will come up with the idea. Here's the problem. For 7 years, nothing. I mean, if you're creative, you understand sometimes the muse is there and sometimes the muse just doesn't come. And for 7 long years, Bartoli just could not come up with a concept of what would signify, what image, what pose. Because once it's sculpted, I mean, it's sculpted. You can't Command Z that and undo it. So he came to America for inspiration. And here's what this is a letter he wrote to his mother, okay? I'm going to read it to you. He says, quote, it's incredible. Such growth. I can't imagine how such progress was made in such a short time. Everything is just so big here. Imagine he's looking up at these tall, like skyscraper-looking buildings. There's metal everywhere. He said, the diversity is astonishing. People from all over the globe. He's like, I'm sure my statue would be at home here. Though I'm troubled, he wrote to his mother, I cannot seem to find an image that represents this great nation. And he went home inspired, and this was a partnership between France and America. And I'll tell you, there's a second part of this story, the business side of the story, but I'm just going to give you the high-level version here. France agreed to pay for the body, and if we would pay for the base, the foundation in which to put this great statue. It's been years and years, and Bartoli finally came up with the idea, and even the hand was sitting in France. It kind of did like a little world tour. Do you imagine just the hand on a pedestal, if you've seen some pictures, and it's just the torch and a hand just sitting there. And there was a big head just sitting there without a body. It was a long process, and she traveled in boat all the way to the United States. Can you imagine how heavy this thing was, traveling across the ocean, tipping left and right. I'm just glad she made it here. But on July 4th, 1884, in celebration of our 100 years, our centennial celebration, Lady Liberty was revealed in all her glory in New York Harbor. The frame was built by one Gustav Eiffel. Maybe you've heard of this guy, Eiffel Tower, Eiffel, because it had to be built in a frame that could withstand the hurricane strength winds of the New York Harbor. So all these artists from all these countries, American, French, all came together to build the statue in the harbor. And it's an incredible story of, to me, what's possible when we come together, when we unite, when we see each other as brothers and sisters, and we're collaboratively toward one idea, in this case, freedom. I think it's incredible what we can achieve. And so if you are feeling divided at this particular time in the world, I would challenge you to remember what's really possible when we come together. So I tell you that story just for that simple inspiration and celebration of liberty and celebration of the 4th of July. Now, I went to the community and I said, hey, tell me what you love. Tell me what freedom you have that you appreciate and have gratitude for. Maybe even we don't look at it enough. And people wrote in with some great stuff. People wrote in with freedom to express my religion, freedom to speak whatever truth I want to speak, even if that freedom is against our country. I just want to pause here for a minute because I want to make sure that you're hearing me here. You live in a country so free that you can even speak against your own country without being killed. You can burn the flag, you could do whatever. That's how free you are. And that's something that I don't think a lot of us really remember and honor. And I think it's something worth celebrating. But other people wrote in and said, I love that I have the freedom in the Second Amendment to bear arms. I love that I have the freedom to do all these things. But I want to highlight a couple freedoms and just kind of bring it home here. As you enter your week, as you go through your day, I hope this message inspires you. I want you to remember something. You also have the freedom to love who you want to love. And maybe that wasn't always the case. But you can marry who you want. You don't have arranged marriages. You can find and craft love and friendship and family. You have that freedom to do that. And here's another cool freedom. And this one's particular to me because, part of the thing we do over here at Legacy Life is we're all about chasing dreams, pursuing potential and chasing dreams. And you have the freedom to move your life in any direction you want. You could spend 20 years as a carpenter and decided, you know what? I want to carve a new path for myself. And you can do that. How amazing to live in a place where you can do that. Katie's jumping in here. Thanks for this one, Katie. Women can own property. I mean, you live in a country where women can own property. There's so many rights for so many people, and there's so many things worth celebrating, remembering, honoring, and paying tribute to. So I just want to give you this message. So many of us have stopped dreaming. We've resigned ourselves to a life, and maybe we have freedoms in this country, but maybe the shackles are actually in our mind. The shackles we carry around are in our heart. We're carrying around our past like a burden instead of using it as a teacher to inspire our future. So wherever this message is finding you, my friends, I hope it lands on you at a good time. I hope you remember that you can do anything you want. Be anything you want. Dare to do anything you want because you are free. And I believe that's something worth having gratitude for, something worth celebrating, and something worth remembering, especially when we often forget that. So I'm not going to get on my pedestal, speaking of pedestals, too long. I just want to leave you with this message, but one more. I want to talk about the torch for a moment. The lantern, the light that Lady Liberty holds. The statue is named Lady Liberty Enlightening the World. And that torch that she carried, that flame, was the flame of enlightenment, a beacon of hope and inspiration. And if you're in a place right now where you're following your inner fire and following that inner light towards your dreams, to your potential, to your goals, I just want to acknowledge you and celebrate your courage and your bravery for stepping out into the unknown and using the freedom you have to carve out any life you want for yourself. And if you don't feel that way, if you're feeling held back, if you're feeling like I feel like it's time to move on that next road, but I don't know what is. Listen, it'd be remiss of me if I didn't tell you, we've got an incredible program coming up in the next few weeks. It's called Illuminate. You can learn more at patrickkerwin.com courses. You can sign up for some early bird specials. This entire program is designed with one heart and soul mission in mind, and that's to help you pursue the life that you deserve. So if that's time for you, let me know. I'd be happy to let you know when it's coming and give you some early pricing. With all that said, my friends, I want to offer you a message of cheers as I always end here. May the fire within lead to happiest heights, and the road you travel be lined with lights. We'll see you next time.